Hey everybody, we had some extra time today and thought we would do a repeat of what we did yesterday because it was so much fun. I'm going to do a grid draft of Zendikar Rising with one of my viewers. This time Fenor is joining me, and I'm going to hop over to the draft view on the old left monitor from our favorite third-party website, mtgadraft.herokuapp.com, where you can play a ton of draft formats, export your decks over to MTG Arena, and play out your matches on Arena with the Friend Challenge system. It's a great way to squeeze extra value out of your Magic time. You get to play awesome draft formats for no in-game currency. You just need to have the cards in your collection to build the decks with, and then you're good to go. It's a really great, efficient way to enjoy limited. You're going to get a lot of value out of your money this way. In fact, you're just not spending money. You just get a ton of value. And I want to call out my Discord. Going Optimal Discord is a place where you can capture that value every day, because there's all sorts of people waiting there for you to draft with them, doing what I'm about to do here. So if you think this looks cool, please sign up for the Discord so that you can enjoy the great value in HerokuApp.com drafting. And if you are a fan of my content, please get the great value from my sponsor CardKingdom.com. They are purveyors of tabletop Magic stuff. Everything you need for your physical game you can find at CardKingdom.com. Excellent prices, excellent customer service, incredible inventory, and buy list prices that are the envy of the industry and are the thing that I have to match if I'm going to buy stuff from people, because their buy prices are incredible. Please check them out via my affiliate links in the YouTube notes, in the panels down below, in the chat, and you'll get there from here. And they'll know you found me from this channel, and helps keep me on the air. So please keep that in mind, and also keep in mind our friend Oni Spumoni, who runs Spumoni Works, and you can use the shopping code GOSHOPPING for 15% off your purchase, and you sign Oni up for some design work around here. So if you want to help me with that, hit up Oni at Spumoni Works, and remember your discount code Go Shopping, and go shopping. All right, back to left monitor here. This is what we're looking at, and we're going to start a grid draft. It's going to be pretty self-evident what a grid draft is. Basically, this takes, you open up enough packs to have as many piles as you want. We're going to go with the default 18. And I say piles, 18 grids. We're going to do 18 sets of a 3x3 card grid, and you'll see. Let's just start it and I'll show you. It's almost easier to show you than explain. So who's first? It's my turn, so I'm starting the draft. I can pick one column or one row. So I have 6 choices. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then Fenor is going to choose a different row or column. So basically you end up with 2 or 3 cards per pick, and it's all open face. So Fenor also gets to see what we're doing here. And then you build the best deck you can with what you end up with at the end. So what are we taking here? What column or row do you like? I think Inscription is powerful, and we should take Inscription. So then the question is whether we want the Banneret Geopede column or the Shell Shield Sneaking Guide. And Shell Shield puts us towards potentially blue-green Kicker. But I think, yes, despite all of my recent griping about the quality of the red-green landfall deck in the abstract, it's probably correct to just take this column here. But really, this pick is about the abundance, and then we'll see where it goes from here. Also, I don't mind ending up in green in these types of formats, because splashing ends up being something you sometimes have to do, and green inevitably ends up aiding those types of splashes. So that's just a little side preference that in the abstract, in grid drafting, or in 2-player drafting in general, I like a green deck for its potential to fix. Middle column, also a consideration for sure. Expedition Diviner might be the second best card in this grid. I was not going to pass that rare, but yeah, I think second column is where it's at. The only other thing you could maybe justify as Diviner plus Spare Supplies, but that seems wrong as well. So now we do the next grid, but now we flip it, and Fëanor gets first pick. Spoils of Adventure, intriguing. Very splashable. I'm liking Swarm Shambler, Tangled Florahedron for if we can get the bottom row, that's incredible for us. But I think Fëanor probably takes that. I don't know. This is a pretty strong row here. Although you could... I already forgot what Fëanor took. Blue... Yeah, I was going to say the spoils may be really tempting for Fëanor, but that just leaves us with a clear path into green here. I think this bottom row is great for us. Boom. And we get first pick out of here. Rolling Vortex is nothing. I think it's just this. This is not very exciting. Relic Vial is pretty cool if you end up in the Cleric deck, but we're not close to that, whereas Survivor, Brute, and Shelter are all possibly in play here. I think Allied Assault Tempest is probably where Fëanor ends up taking another step towards blue-white. Although I guess you could argue for the middle column as well if you want Colossus and Tempest. But I think I like Assault Tempest in Fëanor's seat so far for Fëanor. Yeah, I guess you could take the Relic Vial and see. Tempest is very whatever, so Relic Vial is a fair hedge, and now rewarded, right? The first column is now great with Soul Shatter and Cleric. So now Fëanor is headed towards the Cleric side of things, and we have to decide what we're doing. Definitely green. Yeah, this is a two-person only format. And I think we just want this column, so then we figure out what secondary color is. And we get into the Royal Rebirth if it's black, red. But yeah, I just think it's this is the column here for us. Now we really get our situation handed to us with Verazal. With Into the Royal, a lot of green, and Verazal, I think we just take this middle column. Or yeah, there's an argument here, I guess. But this gives us anti-cog as well, so we're just going to grab the middle column. Math thinks white-green looks the strongest. Maybe as it currently sits with this pile because Shelter, but now I think, no, now I think Into the Royal plus Verazal is better with the green than the white. Fëanor, we obviously want Gnarlid Colony Vision or Gnarlid Colony Infiltrator. I imagine Fëanor takes the middle column. The Subtle Strike Mind Drain seems like a good get for Fëanor's deck. Mostly, I don't think Fëanor can cut the colony from us and have it be correct. Or at least it hurts both of us, and okay. All right, what do we got? It's our pick. We're trying to be blue. We're definitely green. There is some red in our pile. There's some blue, there's some red, there's some white. Probably just want Stomper column number 1. We could also take this row and really push towards Channeler or Spark Mage and be red-green. I think it's this or this, and they're both super appealing for different reasons. But I suppose if Fëanor is far away from red, at least leaving Channel or Spark Mage doesn't leave Fëanor with too much to fall back on. All right, I'll stomp that, but I'm not sure. This is Channel or Spark Mage is a powerful pair. And really a reason potentially to go to the red side of things. Hey, now we get something. We get Lol Mage's Familiar or Roost. Probably going to get Roost hated from us with a center column, a center row pick is what I would expect from Fenor. But then we get Riptide Familiar, which is not a bad follow. Yeah, too bad we don't pick first. This would be a great... If we could pick first and take center column, oh, baby. You think Fenor takes first column? Possibly. I don't think the silencer is good enough, though. If the only thing Fenor's getting out of their pick is the rogue, you would rather have the rogue Roost Nectar Pot, because it denies us 2 cards. Charix is cool, but we want Riptide Familiar here. Yeah, I like Charix, but it's not better than these two for our deck, I don't think. Wow. Look at this. Oh my god, what a pack for Fenor. Because we have to give Fenor Cleric and Celebrant or Maul and like Tactician. Like, this is bad either way. Wow. I think this is actually more damaging, though. I'd rather face a single Maul than Celebrant and Cleric in the deck that Fenor has going. Brutal. Hey, at least we get a Sentinel. That's a kicker card. I think I go Zoff Skyclave over Tactician Skyclave. Let's see what Fenor thinks. Yeah. Interesting. What's Fenor going to take here? Probably Coveted Prize, Blackborn Rogue row, possibly just this row to get the rogue and cut the Royal Eruption. I don't know if we're red though, but again, we end up, we can splash in this deck. I think if we take if we are given a chance to take the Royal Eruption in this middle column, that would be ideal. Yeah, that sucked, but should I give in and just take the Brushfire Elemental column? I mean, Marasa Brute is pretty whatever anyway. I think we take this in case... Brute is... I'm just trying to figure out if we want Elemental in our pile or Brute in our pile. We're going to take the Adventure. The question is, do we want Brute or a hedge on Elemental? And I think the Brute is weak enough that we can just hedge. It's fine. Colony, Beetle, Mancer. I don't love giving Cleric Celebrant, though. Null Priest plus Celebrant is too good. I think we go first column to get us back towards the blue-green, and then cut the Null Priest from Fenor. All right, this is going to be good for us because we get Royal Mage Gecko, or we get Field Research Grasp or Master. Like, one of these is going to be great for us. This is a great place for us to be going second, because no matter what, we get some value. Basically, either Royal Mage Gecko or Field Research Master. Like, we're going to get either one of those pairs is ours if we want it. So now the question is Field Research Master better than just straight Vine Gecko? And I think we take master field research over Gecko. I do love a Gecko, and that's really rough to pass. But 2 cards for our deck is going to be better than the 1. My point was that no matter what Fëanor took there, we would have the option of the pair of a pair of cards for our deck. Now, this is a pretty lousy one for us to take. This is just a bad pack. I guess we take Disruption Column. Yeah, this is just really bad. Maybe take this to cut playables from Fëanor. But yeah, it's just not a good pack for anybody. So I think we want the Disruption as the best playable for our deck. And then we're just trying to cut playables from Fëanor. Jerboa and Coveted Prize are probably equally weakish. Cleansing Wildfire could make the cut if we're trying to splash somehow still. So I'm going to go here. And Fëanor can sure take Oblivion's Hunger and Coveted Prize, but they're not that. None of these are good. Nothing here is good for Fëanor. Maybe Fëanor ends up in red and the Night Runner's okay. Fëanor's kind of backdoored into a bunch of solid red. But it looks like if Fëanor were considering red, that Grotag Runner would have been picked there. So Fëanor not doing the red thing. And now we're in a spot where we get Kazandu Mammoth or Rabid Bite for our deck, depending on what Fëanor wants to gack. There's not much for Fëanor here at all. So this is really just a hate pick for Fëanor. I probably hate pick this first column and cut the Mammoth and the Royal Mage. Although that's true, the middle row is a triple. But we take this and are pretty happy with this. Hey, we get our Roost anyway, and we get to decide what we want to take from Fëanor as we do. A Feed and a Mind Drain, or a Black Bloom Rogue. If we go this way, we get to play the Squid, though. I just don't want to give Fëanor Feed and Mind Drain, but I don't know if the hate is worth... Like, what's better? Us getting a Squid or denying Fëanor Feed and Mind Drain? We have a lot of 2s. I mean, we're not going to play the white here or this. Our 2s are pretty good. I'm going to go with Column. I don't think we need the Squid as much as we need to deny the Feed and the Drain. Geyser Mage, unlikely to make it to us. I think Fëanor probably goes bottom row. Yeah. We can get a Roiling Regrowth if we are thinking splashing might happen. But if we splash, what are we even splashing for? Like Feed the Swarm, Molten Blast, Umara Mystic, Geopede. Like, I don't know if we're really actually splashing anything at all anyway. So maybe just taking this and picking up the Adventurer is fine. Just depends on whether we want the ability to splash. Yeah, all right, let's do this. Scythe Kitty and Recovery, or the Reclaim the Waste Recovery. Scythe Kitty has the benefit of cutting Linvala, and I feel like Fëanor may be Esper, in which case Linvala is a decent thing to hate draft. And Scythe Kitty is very playable. I guess Reclaim is less... If we're not going to splash, Reclaim is less useful. So I'm going to go with this plan. Yeah, Reclaim is more kicker, but I don't want to play it just because it's kicker. I generally just want to play it if we have something else. This is interesting. The Thwart is going to be the most appealing card for Fëanor, I think, which leaves Field Research and Baloth available to us. Like, no matter what, we get either Baloth or Field Research at least. So I'm happy about that. Synchronized Spellcraft could be a reason to splash if we end up down here. Shell Shield, Field Research would both play if we end up with access to the bottom row. If Fëanor goes for like the middle row, then we have a real choice to make. Maybe we just want middle column, Baloth and Shell Shield. This is the final grid. We got pack 18 of 18 here. Fëanor in the tank on this one. It is a tough pick. But I think if Fëanor is in black, I think they've got to take the Thwart somehow. Because if you do something to Gak from us, we just have the other one, so you might as well play for yourself. But maybe they're not in black. We don't even know. But we're going to take center column pretty easily here. Song Mad could even be part of a red splash if we wanted to. Yeah, War Furnace, the fact that Fëanor didn't take Thwart means maybe they're not in black. I'm not sure. But we're not in black. We're not in white. Are we in red? Probably not in red. I don't see a reason to splash here. Oh yeah, Linvala can go. There, now I think I've cut down to the blue-green core that we're going for. Yeah, we get to decide our cuts. Let's find our splans. Five splans. I think we want to get this down to 22. So like 3 cuts. Yeah, maybe. I think we cut scale. But vision does not need to do much. It doesn't have to have that much of a chance to find action to be worth running. Pickaxe can go. Might need anti-cog in the it's something to do on 2 vein. I know it's not great, but I don't know if we have enough else going on to cut it. Yeah, I almost rather cut a veteran adventurer, right? Something like that. Yeah, it could be brute. I'm going to cut a brute for now and then bring in our splans. And then we'll take it to the client and see how to go about it, finishing it from there. Caxtade Seer is not great, but neither is the brute. I mean, we can figure out what very medium creature to keep in here. Oh, not this again. This happened yesterday. Waiting for this app to close, restart the client. I never changed it off ZNR grid from yesterday. That's funny. My info is accidentally correct again. I'm going to get this deck imported, bring it up for you to make some final assessments while I take a quick bio break before battling. Fine. Jeez. Is it just this account? Is this account hosed? Why is my side account hosed? Right on, Happy. I'm sure chat will help you out, but let's start. Make sure you got the Discord link for starters. And then, yeah, there you go. Hat's got you covered. I'm gonna make grid jokes for all these decks. So this is 18 lands plus splans, and I'll do this. Top creature. Unfortunately, I can't. I guess I can hold this over the sideboard and you can see a little bit what's going on sideboard wise, but I guess we'll bring in the stuff that we're considering. And really it was just about Brute, right? I think that was like the last thing we were considering here. So question for chat while I step away for a second is, what's the final cut here? And I will do a poll even. Let's say Brute, Seer, Veteran. I think those are the answers. I don't think we're cutting anything else. So those are your choices. Oh, anti-cog. Yeah, we can put anti-cog on the list. I'll call it cog. Cog is a legit cut proposal. So I'm going to give you these options and be right back. All right. Well, I was thinking if you wanted to cut cog, I should really take a look at whether or not we want that tap land, because we have 8 targets for the vision, 7 because it doesn't count itself, 6 if we cut anti-cog, and they're good ones. Field research, abundance would be nice to get, but maybe I think I'll go vision out. And we'll put a telltale island in. This will be our telltale island. See if we'd rather have a vision there instead. I think you're probably too down on it if you're cutting it out of decks without a lot of splans, but it's so cheap to play 1 or 2 splans that I need very, very little in terms of targets for the vision to run it if I don't have a lot of other splans. But given that in this deck it's not the case, we're gonna play it more. You're gonna play it a little more conservatively there. All right, we can keep this. We start on 3, which isn't the best, but not going to throw back good mana. Throw Fenor a little full control bluff here. Medi, are you not cutting it there? I felt like as the 5th splan, we are starting to get diminishing returns. Oh no, I can turn them on, I suppose. Let's cut. Man, trouble with pitching land is it makes the Baloth hard to get to. I almost want to cut Baloth and land, like Baloth and an island. I mean, it's not that amazing anyway. Yeah, we do have a return from graveyard as well. We have recovery, if we decide that's the spell to get. No. Okay, Media. If you had unlimited, you have as many visions as you want in this deck. How many visions are you running if you have as many as you want? We go Seer here. Diviner. Diviner doesn't let us cast Adventure next turn, but it's a good spell. We have another wizard already. I'm going to keep it. We can Florahedron his land if we want. Definitely Diviner here, and yeah, I'm going to go Florahedron his land. I think it's greedy not to. Want to be able to be sure to cast this next turn, regardless of draw. Right now, our Diviner draws a card and Fenor's doesn't, so if offered a block, I'd probably go for it. Worth noting that back-to-back days of doing Zendikar grid draft, both players have ended up blue. Yeah, we hated the white so much, and Fenor hated the blue so much that Fenor became blue and we almost became white. Wow, Mind Drain over the Soul Shatter is interesting. But there you go. By not drawing a land, the value is going to be there for Fenor on the Mind Drain. But I guess we just take the Adventure. There's no, kicking the colony over just casting the Adventure doesn't do anything. So let's send and then adventure. Yeah, this is a very specifically a 2-player draft format. Milled our field research, but maybe we can find our recovery and start our recovery. I mean, you can do what you want, right? It's a... I like it as just best of 3 one time and then do it again, you know? Yeah, this is a major draw. Let's actually look at what we can do. 2 +1/+1 counters on 1 creature. Gain X life and fight. All right, well, I think we start with an attack and see where the blocks land. Because that's going to change how we... you want to fight first? Yeah, it's an instant. So we can just wait. I'm going to wait. Well, actually, hold on. I got to consider the fight. If I fight, we lose. If I choose the fight, we actually lose. I mean, I can have the diviner fight. I think we don't want to fight, right? We don't want to fight. Yeah, counters go on first, so it becomes a 7/7. But then what is it fighting? We fight, what, the Royal Mage? And then we you know, like, what are we fighting? But the rogue's already dead. Like, we specifically don't want to fight, or we lose, we lose our, you know... Well, and it's still a trade if we fight. My point is there's no point fighting. Somebody give me a reason to fight. Yeah, but if we use it before combat, it doesn't work either. Or, I shouldn't say that. My brain didn't find a way that it worked. I might be wrong. I'm often wrong, but I didn't see it. Yeah, if we put counters on the diviner and fight the Royal Mage, then the adventurer trades with the Black Bloom. There just basically wasn't a way to blow them out with all 3 modes. I'm not going to play the land yet, but this is good. Right, Scott. Okay, so counter on fire, 5/5 fights 2/1, but then we lose our adventurer. I really didn't want to lose our veteran adventurer. Adventurer being a wizard means we'll offer the diviner for the flyer. That's fine too. Probably means Fëanor has another kicker spell to make another Drake. Just so. Yeah, I didn't want to lose the diviner. I mean, it's easy to say now that we see that we're up against flyers from Fëanor, but at the time we were making those decisions, diviner had a clear sky. I was not about to give up a diviner for a card when it was clocking for 3 in the air. I mean, what are we trying to do? let's make a play that kills our diviner so that we can draw a card, and maybe we'll find something like a diviner. Right? That's where my head was at. All right, Survivor's going to give us a counter on a diviner and turn it into an attacker again, and maybe it'll get there in time here. Oh, of course, Oil Can. I was not poo-pooing your line at all, just talking through my thoughts on why I didn't want to give up that diviner, right? Kicker Spell would give a double block on the diviner and prevent that from being a potential game winner. But right now, we're advantaged. But I somehow feel like it's not going to stay that way. I'm going to go ahead and chump the Infiltrator with my Survivor. I would rather deny Malfinor a draw than have a 1/1. Especially if our diviner is still king of the board. And remember my Shambler here. It's important because now if we find another random creature, we can potentially block actually block one of these Black Bloom rogues. Ah, Boo earns. Now we are disadvantaged. And really up against it, but we're going to say no attacks and chump an Infiltrator again. I guess didn't need to chump an Infiltrator. We had Diviner to threaten to actually block it. I think I like taking one of these out. If we get an answer to this, it's not going to matter. This familiar doesn't matter. I think we should try and trade for a rogue. Slipping away, slipping away. Fëanor took all of our good blue cards from us and then made a better looking blue deck. Although I don't know if it's better. I'll say that Fëanor drew their roost and we didn't. Almost just dead. Like I guess this is mostly, but we're really just dead.
Your friend here is only mostly dead.
Well, Fëanor's in the tank, but it's in the tank to, like, how to best leverage the insane advantage, you know? Which of my creatures to steal with the, Are we just dead now? We block 3 and a 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Like, I don't know how we do anything but like this. Let's see. This is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Then we're just dead to the subtle strike, so we can't do it that way. Are we just dead? Might be just dead if we block this way. 1, 2, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, we're just dead. Just dead. I mean, all we really learned there is that Roost of Drakes is a good magic card. And blue supports 2 drafters in a 2-drafter format. So, what does that mean for us? Anything to be learned? I can try the vision this time. See how that feels. Not much else to do here. If we're not splashing, there's nothing else to even really do. Went 2-0-2-0-0-2, Tron, and 0-2 was rough on me. We lost to a dumb old landfall deck just curving out perfectly against us. It was landfall at peak landfall. Just like when landfall is good. All right, keep this. Curve out. Wouldn't mind an alternative 2-drop so we can kick this later, but I'm not going to not play a 2 while we have it. We got the recovery. We're going to go ahead and offer this trade and then drop. Well, what we drop depends on the action here. Given the trade, I'll drop a brute. Without the with no trade, I'd drop the familiar. Generally you want to go for ramp first, but we don't have any 5 specifically we're trying to ramp to. I hear you. Like, it's possible we draw something that makes me regret not playing the familiar, but mostly I think we're going to want to attack with a brute. Yeah, like that could have been decent, but we just get to make an even bigger version of that. And we do get to attack here. That's cool. I'm not playing the recovery as land. We are gonna cast this as a spell, dang it. Although I shouldn't say that. We do have a 7-drop that you could argue that we want to, but we'll see. I just think we really want to get spell value out of this if we can. Yeah, it's one more counter on Verazal, assuming we don't find a basic land off the top anyway. We might. And getting any card from your graveyard is strong, that's all. Yeah, let's, I'm going to keep that up, and we're going to do the plan here, X4 on this. I should have attacked first, but I'll still offer. Might as well attack, but obviously a better attack with mana disguise. I'm never punished. It'll all be fine. And yes, I could have gone Belaged as land last time, made a 5 counter Verizal, but I liked taking the chance. If we rip a land there, we straight up just get to cast it there. Let's start with... annoying Skulker is annoying. We'll send Brute and cast Master, and we can talk about that Belaged as land. Maybe we just need that to be able to get this tapped and attacking. Trouble is, you know, with Skulker's getting something good from this anyway. I'm gonna do this. Yeah, that's, well, because if you have 2 of them, they can only choose 1, right? I mean, that's what the yeah, that's true. We could just cast Belaged now, get the colony, and fork it next turn. Let's do that. And start with a Brute attack here. Interesting. Could go with Master then. That's weirdly, though, I don't know if it does change things. I think we're going to get hit by that rare that makes you sack your highest CMC. Like, I think that's why they traded it. Like, trade off Brute so that we're forced to kill the Familiar when they cast that rare. And if we go with Master of Winds, they're going to snap that off instead. I like the recovery plan. I'm going to do that. Recovery, Gnarlid Colony, copy it with Verizal. That seems good to me. CMC of Verizal in play is 2. Could even block with Familiar and Current to trade Familiar for Rogue. That's not the worst. We don't... Although we kind of need the Familiar mana to get the Baloth going on time, but our plan next turn doesn't need the Familiar, although we gain life off it, so we get the life back. I'm just going to take this. Swarm Shambler gives us another play this turn as well. I guess we should attack first, though, with our 6/6, and not the 2/4, though. We want to use that for... Well... I guess if we want damage more than Swarm Shambler, we could attack with this, but I would rather get the Swarm Shambler going. I'm going to trust Arena to have their rares working as intended. Basic off the top, and we can attack with the Baloth. I don't know if it's correct exactly, but probably. Math is for chat. All right, math is for me. If we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 of these must be blocked, or 3 of them must be blocked. So they, right? They can't take 2 of these. So yeah, I think we just send it. I think send everything. I don't think they were seriously suggesting waiting to kick and copy, but it would be pretty sweet. Can you imagine that? 2 10-10 Cragplate Baloth Tramplers. Rubber game against Fëanor? Question mark? ... Oh, that's my furnace. Sorry, I'm not going to bother turning it off. We're going to be done with this event soon enough, but the rumbling is that my heater went back on. It's our furnace dragon. That's not a lot of land. This is good, though. Send an island away and try and make it to adventure. All right, that's cool. Gives us something else to do on 2 besides the Gnarlid colony, and gives us a diviner on 3 and an adventurer on 4 if we find a 4th land. I'm nervous. Fëanor has shown it. I think we know of 1 subtle strike, maybe 2, but I'm still going to risk it here for the old biscuit. Land that can be killed. Solid curve out starting from Fëanor over there, but we're having a good one too. We get Diviner now, land, adventurer, into Verazal, into Kicked Colony. If all goes according to plan. Trouble is, we're under a lot of pressure here. We're going to send some back the other way, but this is no joke on the pressure front. Can't quite bring myself to block, though, not with the Veteran and Adventurer set up to come down next turn. And I am going to go ahead and cast it here first, so that if Diviner... Maybe we need to hold Diviner back to block even, but... yeah, unfortunately, I hate leaving creatures back to block, because 1 piece of removal and your whole big blocking plan is just shot to heck. But I don't think we have the... Like, if I attack here and the adventurer is killed, then we're just taking 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we're, like, just so close to dead. I'm going to say no attacks and be patient. Because if we can get the long game going, we get Verazol into Gnarlid Colony, and then we can hopefully take over. Yeah, so they're making that offer. I'm going to take this trade if possible. Happy to get that trade, honestly. Was thinking Subtle Strike was going to blow us out, but couldn't really play around it, you know? I guess if they have specifically the one drop... Oh, yeah, they do have a Shell Shield, but that's not enough to kill the Adventurer. So Adventurer still has an attack here, and then we can Verazol for X of 4 again. Come on, Verazol. Live, live, live so that we might double colony. No! No! All right, fine. Verazol's going to be bigger. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. We don't really have a 2-spell turn that's any good, so we're just going to max out Verazol. Argument for, like, leaving up the Florahedron for possible blocks, but... Yeah, actually, that's a reasonable point. We can also Verazol and just get 2 colonies, and then we have two big blockers. Is that good enough? Are we? It really does sound like a... We'll tell you about the side effects of Verazol in a minute. You want to cast Adventure and then make Verazol as a 2/2 and cash in Colony next turn? Single 7/7 or 2 4/4s, but the thing is, single 7/7 into 2 4/4s and a 5/5. Like, that's the thing. If we have time, it's way better to wait. But do we have time at 10 life facing this squad and facing cards in Fenor's hand? The Adventurer Verazol on 2 is interesting because then you get kind of everything. You get a 5/5 this turn and then 2 4/4s next turn. We aren't facing anything in the air. I think I'm going to do my... yeah, we can start with an attack too, but it's not going to change anything. Yeah, if I cast Verazol, I'm absolutely blocking. That would definitely be the plan, to cast and block with Verazol. If they want to trade Adventurer off, that's fine too, obviously. We'd still get the same size Verazol and have the double colony next turn. And if we want to lose Geyser Mage and Royal Mage from the board, that's fine too. We just want to survive. Small Verazol plus Seer is interesting because we could end up with a 3/3 Verazol that actually lives as a 1/1 after we dupe something. So they're taking the trade. We're okay with this trade because of our new plan. We do have Roost in our deck. They've got a Roost, we've got a Roost. I'm gonna go maxed out Verazol. enough, but Verizal's not off the battlefield, so we still get to double colony here. Yikes. Now it's starting to slip away again. Don't know how we're going to get it all done with all of this pressure. Too much pressure. No, a lot of dreams have been failed to live with this deck so far. This is only our third game with it, so you know you're not going to see everything. But we haven't seen our roost at all, and haven't gotten to do anything super nuts with Verizal copying. I mean, that's a great play, because now we're just dead to Wizard unless we find something off the top. We have 14 on the crackback. I'm sure these are all lands. Yeah, just unfortunate. Darn it. Good games with Fenor, but our deck let us down a bit. The tools were in here, we just never found them. Where, like, even a Sentinel could have helped a little bit. Not enough this time, though. Even the Sentinel wasn't enough here. Too much pressure from Fenor. Good job, Fenor. Good game. Inscription. Yeah, we had outs, man. We had stuff to do. We just could not find our best stuff here. Verizal's close. Yeah, I like the deck, Fenor. We just really didn't find all the parts to beat you up with it, you know? Never drew a roost and didn't get to, like, Verizal our inscription, you know? I wonder what would have happened if we'd let you have the... I don't think there was anything for us, though, is the problem. There was a pick where we took the gold uncommon signpost cleric and the 1/4, the celebrant, and maybe if we'd let you have those, you end up in black white. I don't know. Yeah, it happens, Fenor, with grid drafting and with Winston drafting. You start hate drafting, and you hate draft so much that suddenly you're playing those colors. And if there's particularly a deep color in the format you're doing, that happens a lot more easily there. So, all right. Thank you, Fenor, for spending your channel points on that experience. I hope you had fun. I did. I didn't like losing, but what else is new? I never like losing. I managed to keep the salt in a little better when it's awesome folks like Fenor, though, doing the winning. So good job, Fenor, and thank you, chat, for hanging out for that one, and thank you, YouTube friends, for showing up. Yes, it was. If I had been drubbed into the ground with Fenor running red-green landfall, I might not be able to contain the salt, but the salt can stay in today. So, dang, 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 wow. That being said, we'll catch you tomorrow for the last day of streaming before I take another 4 days off. I'm going to take New Year's Day and then January 4th, Monday off. Okay? Great. We'll see everybody.